Amber Portwood stayed in bed for 4 months after daughter Leah asked to be adopted by her stepmom. Hello guys, I am Georgia. To you, welcome back to my channel. Please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon for latest news updates. Amber Portwood's life has always been under the microscope. From her very first appearance on 16 and Pregnant, through years on Teen Mom, and in countless tabloid headlines, her struggles have never been private. Yet behind the heavily edited footage, tabloid noise, and public scrutiny is a mother, a human being, who has battled through the kind of heartbreak that doesn't make for good television soundbites. In a recent emotional reveal, Portwood opened up about what she called the most painful experience of her life. Her daughter Leah, whom viewers have watched grow up on screen, asked to be adopted by her stepmother. The weight of those words, delivered from a child she carried, nurtured, and yearned for, sent Amber into a spiral so deep she says she stayed in bed for 4 months. Amber's relationship with Leah has never been simple. Their bond was fractured early, shaped by addiction, absence, and incarceration. Portwood has always admitted her shortcomings, often using the Teen Mom platform to speak candidly about her mental health, substance use, and the tough journey to rebuild trust with her daughter. But as time went on, Leah formed a close connection with her father, Gary Shirley, and his wife, Christina. Christina became a maternal figure in Leah's life, stable, consistent, nurturing. While many fans praised the dynamic and expressed admiration for how well Christina stepped into a supportive role, Amber struggled. Not out of resentment for Christina, but from the soul-wrenching pain of watching someone else live the life she wanted to give her daughter. Amber tried, over the years, to re-establish their relationship through phone calls, therapy, and visits, but a child's heart is fragile and memories are long. According to Amber, the moment Leah expressed the desire to be adopted by Christina was like being hit by a truck she saw coming but could do nothing to stop. The request wasn't said with cruelty or anger, but with a kind of heartbreaking sincerity only a child can manage. It wasn't about punishing Amber, it was about security, familiarity, and love. But for Amber, the message was clear. She had failed her daughter in a way that couldn't be undone. She recounted in a raw interview that she could hardly breathe after hearing the words, "I knew I wasn't perfect. I've always said that." But to hear your child say she wants someone else to be her mom, it breaks you. It broke me. The weeks that followed were marked by silence and self-isolation. Amber turned off her phone. She stopped returning messages. Curtains drawn, door locked, she retreated from the world entirely. The pain wasn't just emotional, it was physical. She described it as a weight pressing down on her chest, making it hard to sit up, let alone get out of bed. The shame, the guilt, the overwhelming feeling of failure became too much. She stopped eating regularly. Sleep became her only escape. Days bled into nights and back again. 4 months passed in a haze of grief. Some friends tried to intervene. A few even showed up at her door, but Amber pushed everyone away. "I felt like I didn't deserve anyone's support," she said. "I felt like I deserved to hurt." Amber Portwood's journey with mental health has been public and deeply scrutinized. Diagnosed with bipolar disorder and borderline personality disorder, she's never shied away from talking about the chaos those conditions bring into her life. The mood swings, the impulsive decisions, the emotional dysregulation, it's a constant battle. This wasn't her first spiral, but it was her worst. Because this time, the pain was tethered to the one thing she had fought so hard to protect her identity as a mother. And in her mind, she had lost even that. Motherhood isn't always about biology. It's about love, presence, and consistency. Amber, despite the heartache, understood it. "I don't hate Christina. I'm thankful for her," she admitted, voice shaking. "She gave Leah what I couldn't when I was at my worst. She stepped in when I was gone. That's not something to hate. That's something to be grateful for. But it still hurts like hell." Amber's tears weren't for herself. They were for lost time, missed birthdays, hugs that didn't happen, bedtime stories unsaid. They were for the moments that could have been, and the memories that belonged to someone else. Eventually, something shifted. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't a movie scene. It was small. A song playing on the radio. A photo frame on her nightstand. A forgotten voicemail. Something that reminded her that Leah was still there, even if it wasn't the way she had imagined. Amber got out of bed. She started therapy again. She reconnected with her support system. She stopped blaming herself long enough to realize that real healing was still possible, even if reconciliation wasn't. "I had to understand that Leah doesn't hate me. She's protecting herself. And maybe, just maybe one day, when she's older and sees the whole picture, she'll understand why I was the way I was. But even if she doesn't, I have to keep showing up. I have to be better. It's hard enough going through something so personal and painful and private. But Amber's life isn't private." The story quickly made its way into the headlines, social media feeds, and comment sections. Everyone had an opinion some kind, many cruel. "She deserves it," some said. "She had her chance." Others showed compassion. "No mother should have to go through that." Amber read the comments. Sometimes she agreed with the harsh ones. Other times she screamed into her pillow in frustration. But mostly she learned to stop listening. This isn't a redemption story. There's no happy bow at the end. Leah hasn't changed her mind. Amber still feels the sting every time she hears her daughter refer to Christina as mom. But she's learning to live with the pain rather than be consumed by it. And in that, there's power. There's strength in continuing on, in showing up even when the world says you don't deserve to, in healing even when the wounds are deep. Amber doesn't know what the future holds. She hopes, always, for reconnection, for letters written, for time spent, for the kind of forgiveness that takes years. But she's no longer waiting in bed for it. She's working, slowly, to rebuild her life. She's focusing on staying sober, on staying in therapy, on building a version of herself that Leah can be proud of, even from a distance. Maybe I'm not the mom she wants right now, but I'll always be the mom who loves her. And that matters. Amber Portwood's story is specific, but the pain she felt is something many parents understand. The ache of being replaced, the guilt of past mistakes, the yearning for a second chance. It's a reminder that redemption isn't always visible, that sometimes survival itself is the win. Amber survived. She got out of bed. And she's still here, still trying. That might not be a headline, but it's a story worth telling.